hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hi everybody, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who's a Dragonborn Sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Originally was a bit of a politician, and now has joined the adventuring life, probably to a greater extent than she ever expected.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael. I'm playing Lockie, a Warforged Artificer. Originally was part of a flying castle, but I've since left and resumed an adventure with my now friends.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Jared, and I play the character of Jin. He is a level 6 Law Bard and a level 2 Hexblade Warlock. I'm currently an associate and ally of the Tempest Guild, and I am helping them in their goal of stopping the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Shana, the Yuan-Ti Sorcerer, who is traveling with the Tempest Adventuring Guild, trying to find the other half of her soul, who is hiding somewhere away, far from reach.
Hi guys, I'm Matt, playing Yervith, the sneaky Wood Elf Ranger and Rogue, who, after a tragic incident in the jungle with his previous expedition, has now joined up with this lovely ragtag group of adventurers and is looking to see what happens next.
Hello. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers, and here they are. Say hello, heroes and adventurers. Hello. 3. Hello. There we go. Yay. Hello guys. How you doing? Now, you will notice that one of our lovely faces is missing. Jared is not here yet, but he will be joining us in he said 20 minutes, and it's been 21, so...
-1 minute.
-1 minute. He'll be joining us in -1 minute, so I look forward to him joining us in the past. That's going to be great. We'll have to sync up the time streams later on. But hey, we hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've been having a lovely, lovely time. I've got a special guest to say hello tonight who's starting off just chilling on my lap. This is my dog. Hello. Oh, give him a wave. I'm sorry, I woke you up when I did that, didn't I?
Oh.
Sorry, pup. Down you
I
go.
made that exact same face before I joined. I was on the couch. I was like,
She always has that look of like startled bewilderment where it's like, what's going on? I don't understand.
I love that face.
She was just born with that face. I don't know. Oh, hello. Sorry. Did I wake you up again? I'm talking. If talking is going to be a problem, you're not going to want to sit on my lap for this, because there's going to be a lot of talk in this stream. Thank you everybody who came and joined us for the Raft stream on Saturday. That was a lot of fun. We had some fellow streamers, Pixel, Dragon, and Tash, who's known as 8-Bit, came and joined us for a little fun Raft stream. That was great fun. I employed a large number of hacks and trolled them for the entire stream. It was awesome.
Wow.
Infinite resources, moon jump. I disabled gravity for myself for a bit. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think they figured it out fairly quickly when I started building a raft that took up most of the ocean. I just started spamming down left mouse button.
Wow.
That kind of gave it away. I could have been a bit more subtle. I promise next time when I troll people on video games, I will try and keep it a bit more subtle. But thank you everybody who joined us for that. We had an absolute blast. That was a lot of fun. I will potentially be doing a stream with a longtime friend of the channel, Harley, known as Lieutenant Downs. We're looking at doing a multiplayer Subnautica stream this Saturday. The multiplayer mod's just been updated to version 1.9, I think. That's the Nitrox multiplayer mod. The last time I played it, the water was disabled for Jared, which if anyone knows or is familiar with the game Subnautica, water is an integral part of the game. And the mod was not as stable when we last played it. I'm hoping that issue has been fixed. That was also the same stream where whenever we docked one submarine onto another submarine, they all exploded. Every vehicle on the map exploded and shot us up into the sky. So I
What?
Yeah, and when I opened up the Discord, it was listed as a known bug. So hopefully that's been fixed.
Fair warning.
Yeah, fair warning. It's a known bug.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite streams I've ever done, because it was just the point where it's so broken, it's just hilarious. We gave up trying to do anything productive and just enjoyed the chaos. I do hear the Discord, apparently some of those known bugs have been removed, and any of the gameplay features like water being sort of removed from one player's screen. I hear that has been put back in now, so hopefully it's a bit more stable when we play it on Saturday. But even if it's not, it'll still be a bunch of fun. So please come and join us if you're keen. Right, that's it from me. Anyone got any more fun announcements, fun things to share?
COVID, no. It sucks. Don't get COVID.
Don't get COVID is the consensus from Ali. I would also agree with that as well. I'm guessing, Claire, you're in agreement. Don't get COVID. Matt's shaking his head.
So much COVID.
Yeah, it looks like...
I mean, don't get COVID.
Don't get COVID. Looks like we're all in agreement.
Like this, like, yeah.
But if you do get COVID, just look after yourself, hey? Take a break. You deserve it. Have a chillax. Just rest your eyes.
Please don't go back too early to work.
Don't go back too early. Like, take some time, look after yourself. And that is the official position of this stream. So we better get into play D&D. Yeah, exactly right. Play D&D.
Remotely.
Remotely. Yes, that's right. All right, I better do a quick recap and get us back into the session. So, Tempest Adventuring Guild, a group of mercenaries, explorers, and adventurers, has been working to thwart the machinations of a group known as the Order of the Dragon. This cult has been amassing power, wealth, and knowledge in an attempt to perform a ritual which would bring a dark draconic god, Tiamat, back into the world. Our story has been following the escapades of some of the members of this group, Mira, Jin, Lockie, Yervith, and Shana, who have now returned to Oxenfurt to plan their next move against the cult. After braving the icy weights of the Northern Waters, the group are back in the Night Hall, their guild hall. Having destroyed the Drakhorn, recruited a white dragon, Arathator, and been reunited with the founding guild member Wiltix, the party now face an even greater threat: politics. With the Oxenfurt Council meeting again to discuss developments, the group have been summoned to Castletown to provide updates and account for their recent actions. Last session, the group got comfortable back in their new digs, the recently renovated Night Hall Manor. Had a bit of a chance to introduce some of the newer members of the guild to the crew, to the cast, to the associates of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, as well as meet up with a slightly suspicious magic bean merchant. Now, last session, each person and their characters has consumed a magic bean. One by one, would you like to reveal what your special bean power is? Starting with Shana, what special bean power did you get access to? What was that, sorry? Oh, we haven't rolled yours yet. You weren't here last session. Oh my goodness. We're going to do yours first up. Don't worry, man. We will do yours. In that case, then, Yervith, would you like to share your special bean power?
Yeah. So my special bean power is I am now really good at climbing. I can climb really well, which is very semantic.
You've gained a climbing speed.
Climbing speed of 20 feet, I think it is.
Yeah, 20 feet.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
exactly. Except we did discuss this. Not like a gecko, not like Spider-Man. It has to be a climbable surface. You cannot just scale. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Lockie. Yeah, he's not Breath of the Wild.
He is now an expert on animal husbandry.
He is.
And, and as a result, also now has proficiency with land vehicles.
Exactly right. Mira, you already had your special bean power previously, which was...
I did calligraphy. Which, also fits. So
exactly right.
Yeah.
Now, Shana, what we're going to do is, last session, you spent a little bit of time talking to Howls Under the Earth, a Tabaxi craftswoman, who is the blacksmith for the guild. She is the blacksmith and chief crafter for the guild. She has a shop out the front of the Night Hall Manor, which has actually been, it's a converted, almost like a converted, I would say, like stable yard that's been turned into a blacksmith's den. Just in time. Jared, welcome.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Hey.
You are all good. Actually, just in time to tell us your special bean power. What special bean power did Jin receive last session?
I learned how to speak Primordial.
You learned a new language. Yeah.
Shana and Jin now have another common language.
Oh no.
Yervith can also speak Primordial, so I'll be like, what you talking about, guys?
What's going on back there, guys?
Oh.
Yeah. Another shared language you can use to go behind the party's backs, hey? I don't know what you're talking about. So Shana, you spent last session speaking with Howls Under the Earth, this Tabaxi craftswoman, sort of talking through. You guys had collected a number of dragon scales, hide, bone, claw, and horn. And the question was what you wanted to construct with that. Now, there was enough for a bow for Yervith, an upgraded bow for Yervith. and you guys had the option of some different options of how you wanted to go using the dragon scales. You could potentially make some armor or cloaks, which would give you guys resistance to lightning or acid damage, I believe it was, because it was a black dragon. And then, or you could go down the route of trying to imbue weapons with the abilities of these dragons. So imbue lightning or acid damage to weapons.
Or
did you guys...
we could sell them.
Or you could sell
and then pay off the
crushing
sum
debt
for the airship.
Yes, the
But
crushing debt.
we probably won't do that.
Yeah.
Does sound almost a bit too
If
sensible,
we're going to be
doesn't it?
fighting dragons, we probably want dragon resistance.
True.
Plus, if I
Yeah.
could pick up acid damage resistance, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely enough from the black dragon. There's definitely enough if you wanted to make a cloak or a leather armor, or basically like an armor add-on for resistance. It's up to you how it looks thematically, but it's going to essentially be like a cloak or an overgarment that goes on top of your existing armor, or underneath, depending on how you want it. But yeah, it will take a slot that an armor piece would normally take. So there was enough for one black dragon cloak or a black dragon, a couple of black dragon weapons, and then there was the 2 blue dragon cloaks as well. What did you guys want to go with? I think Yervith's got his cool, fun bow. You've got your dragon horn bow, which I'll discuss with you when that's finished being completed. Did you want to then go with 2 of the blue dragon hide cloaks and 1 black dragon hide cloak in that case?
I think that sounds pretty good.
Because Mira, you're
Amazing.
fairly resistant anyway, aren't you? With your
Not only to cold and fire.
until you summon another draconic
Until I
spirit.
summon, yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't really. Unless it's a +1 AC, in which case Squishy Sorcerer would love that.
No, just resistance to the damage type associated with the hide color. Sorry.
That's someone else. I do have some defenses. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say no.
Okay. So
I know,
then,
I'm not holding out for it, but
Yeah.
yeah. No, in that case then, yeah. So Shana, you spend that time talking howls under the earth through what you want to make.
Yes, I think I can come up with something appropriate. I will just need your measurements and hold still for me.
She begins measuring and taking notes. And then finally when she's done, she goes,
It will be a challenge to have this loop around the back of your tail, but I think I can come up with something.
yeah, it will be hard to not sort of be sliding over it. That's kind of why I haven't picked up really much of a cloak previously. Like my current stuff all just sort of comes to hip height.
Yes. I think what I will do with this one is I will make it a much shorter cloak, so the hood, and then maybe just down to your waist or hips.
That's the important stuff anyway.
similar to like the Hylian hood from Breath of the Wild, if we're going to go for it. Yeah, it's the Hylian hood from Breath of the Wild. It's in my mind, all right? You said Breath of the Wild, it's in my mind now, so that's what I'm going to... It's a shorter cloak and hood. Awesome, all right, well, she does that. So when you finish up there, Shana, and begin sort of slithering back into the common area, you see the rest of the gang all standing around, looking a bit confused, excited to have received new... I think there's a mixture of emotions. Yervith's probably looking quite excited. Jin's probably looking a bit confused. Mira's looking a bit smug, almost like like I knew this would happen, I would say. Would that be an accurate representation of Mira's reaction to the others eating beans?
Just a bit of world weariness. It's like this was inevitable. Yeah.
Inevitable. Yep. And then Lockie looking...
Lockie's currently sketching out ancestry lines.
Okay.
Oh wow.
There were a number of options you could have gone for sketching this. I'm pleased you chose like a genetic... like a gene chart, right? Like you're literally sketching like a... Yeah. Cool. No, I love that. So yeah, Shana, you slither back into the room and you see these guys all sort of standing around looking a bit... mixture of emotions. What would you like to do?
I go downstairs to sort out the armor for 10 minutes, and I come back and everyone seems to have some sort of cool secret. I want in.
Well, it's not exactly a secret. This guy's just been taking over our guild. Wasn't there someone said something about a curse?
Guild is cursed.
Yeah, Griswold.
No,
Griswold.
That
Griswold
was Griswold
last
he,
session
got it wrong.
Yeah, so when you presented him with the bean, he was like, "Oh no, I think this is an awful curse. Anybody? Oh no, sorry, I had the wrong. I still had identified the ring upstairs. My apologies. Sorry, please ignore me."
Yeah.
Well, what power did he get?
Griswold.
Yeah.
He did pop in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one in the end.
Oh no, I didn't write it down.
It's okay.
I'll have to go back and listen. Let's go back and listen.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, we can always
Help,
get back and
chat.
listen.
Help. Yeah.
That's right. I'll go back and listen.
Please.
And you can go back and listen to podcast episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts.
Podbean.
What a plug.
Yeah, thank you. Don't get caught out like I've just been, kids. Make sure you listen to every episode so you're well prepared for each night. So Griswold has like walked away. So you're like, Griswold, what did you? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Owen, to make this more smoother, can I say I have
Go.
one extra bean to give to Shana?
You had an extra bean. You bought extra,
Yeah.
definitely.
We did.
Yeah,
okay,
you,
cool.
you counted very specifically.
You're the bean
Cool.
counter.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Because I'm not a has-been.
Oh,
I feel
wow.
it's another session, isn't it? Last session was
we
episode
going?
69, and it was just it really was. There was some real problems. Is this what's going to happen tonight too? Have we not quite got that out of our systems?
It's okay.
Good. Awesome.
That
My favorite.
episode's been and done with.
Oh. No.
I'm really sorry, Pup. You had to hear that. You're too young.
No.
Cover your ears, Amy.
Your soul,
I'm
leave
dead.
your body, Matt.
I'm dead.
Matt, you are definitely a has-been.
I am.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's get him out quick. Any more bean puns? Go. Quick, get him out of your system.
Okay, with that, I'm going to offer Shana a bean.
Absolutely.
Do-
Shana,
do it
a
as-
rainbow-colored bean is handed over to you, like an actual green bean inside bean, but rainbow-colored. So the top of it's green, then a stripe of blue, then a stripe of red, then a stripe of yellow. That it's actual rainbow colors, but not in the order of a rainbow. It's just random.
I'm going to say in Primordial to her as well. I think you'll find this quite illuminating.
I love that you
always
don't.
spoke this language.
It's only been about 5 minutes.
You're stalking my
This
languages, I
language?
swear.
I just love that everyone else who's listening to this conversation is just hearing
It sounds so weird.
Jin just be like
It's
talking
so-
this ridiculous
yeah. No, primordial is elder speak. Primordial
Yeah.
is what you say to summon Cthulhu. So it is it's gibberish. It sounds like it's guttural. It is harsh.
Everyone else is like, cool man. That's great.
Mira's checking, doing a quick Glasgow coma scale. Is he talking in tongues right now? Is he had some brain damage? Is this the bean?
This is the bean.
This the bean.
Wow.
So this bean, right? It seems
Yeah.
really cool. Are there more of them? Should we keep this and plant it and grow more bean stalks that are rainbow? Do I eat it now?
I mean, there's a bean merchant just around the corner. We can get
Oh, okay, so there's already someone growing them.
Yeah,
I assume he's growing them. He certainly has a lot.
he got them from somewhere. that's for sure.
Griswold did say something about planar, sort of, from a different plane.
You remember
so maybe it
Griswold
doesn't grow
specifically
here.
saying from the Feywild.
So,
Fuck that.
I mean, that's kind of a big deal, right? How does he get that? Isn't planar travel difficult to achieve?
he is a
Maybe the
wizard with
beans
2
grow.
Z's, so
Oh,
he's
of
of the
course.
highest order.
Of course.
I
How-
trust
how
perfect
does
sense,
that
particularly.
Very wild. There's supposed to be gates, apparently.
Yeah, as far as you guys are aware, planar travel has been impossible since the time of the Giants. Since the Giants
Oh,
left Nostea,
okay, that's
planar
cool.
travel is impossible. There is no way to travel to
Whoa,
other
if we
planets.
knew that, we should definitely ask this guy how he keeps doing this.
As far as you're
we're
aware,
gonna have a mini adventure talking to this dude.
yeah, as far as you're aware,
See, and
Oh no.
yeah, the only methods of planar travel were the giant gates, which have been inactive since the giants disappeared. All spells that use planar transport, so banish, for example, it doesn't send you to another plane. It banishes you to a different part of Nostea. It's almost like a teleport spell in a way. And when you conjure creatures and animals, you're conjuring them from Nostea, or sort of the spirits of from, but you can't. No interplanar travel is possible as far as you're aware. It is, yeah. That's why like bringing Tiamat back is requiring this intense ritual that has taken the cult years to be able to figure out and amass the technology and information and resources for it. Interplanar travel is not possible as far as you're aware.
Unless you're a wizard with 2 Zs.
With 2 Zs. The second Z's the important
2
one.
2 Zs.
Yeah.
We should go talk to this master of the arcane.
Yeah. I kind of want to talk to him too.
He's otherworldly. He also talks a lot about beans.
So Shana, you pop a bean.
Yes.
I think I saw you go, fuck that, and go. Yep. Could you please roll me a D100?
D100. Oh my god, it's so good having a keyboard that has zeros.
Oh shit.
Oh damn it! What's that mean?
Keyboard that gives me 100.
Fuck. Is that a legit?
Zero key.
Is that a legit 100? It is a legit 100 on the D100.
It is.
Oh my
what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Shana.
What does it mean?
Oh wow. So what does it mean? So
What does it mean?
So 1 and 100. Everything else was randomized. I kept these separate in their positions deliberately.
100 Lyra comes back.
Interesting.
Shana.
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
As you eat this bean, something about this, possibly because it is interplanar and you have come from another plane to Nostea, because obviously you have come from your demi-plane that was destroyed, even in spiritual form. Something about this mixing of planar energy at a time when no planar energy has been present on Nostea for a very long time. Something about this mixture changes something fundamental about the world. This energy that's been pent up for so long suddenly begins bursting through your body. All of you watch as Shana begins glowing. Her eyes turn pure white, and she rises off the floor slightly, hovering in place, before lowering back down and the light fading. Shana, that energy isn't gone. You can feel it, waiting for you to simply say the words to guide it. You gain a wish spell.
Whoa! Whoa! What the?
I had it written down from the beginning. If anyone got 100, they gain a wish spell. You gain 1 use of a wish spell. I'll quickly take you through what this can do. You can use it so you can get any spell of 8th level or lower. You can create an object worth up to 25,000 gold pieces that isn't magical. You can allow up to 20 creatures you see regain all hit points. You can grant 10 creatures you see resistance to a damage type you choose. I believe that's a permanent resistance as well, just a fun fact. You grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity to a single spell or other magical effect for 8 hours. You can undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll made within the last round. And then there's other stuff that you can do as well. But yeah, you gain a wish spell.
Holy
It is
shit.
yours. I cannot believe you rolled 100. Fucking hell. When I put it there, I was like, oh, it's a 1 in 100 chance. Nah, they're not going to get 100. Roll 20 doesn't like those big numbers. Shows how wrong I was. Well done.
Holy shit!
What? This is crazy. Okay.
I'm going to quickly read Wish to see if you could use it to bring Lyra back.
Oh my god!
If I could bring it back as a separate entity, that would be really fucking cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
This could literally.
Yeah.
Can we just wish that Tiamat doesn't come back or something like that? We just break the campaign.
There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff Wish can do.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but there's obviously consequences to it.
Yeah, of course.
And there's some limitations, but still.
Yeah.
And usually the bigger the thing you ask, the more the consequences are.
Yeah, exactly.
I will add, Shana, you have knowledge as part of this energy, as part of this spell, you have knowledge with this. The knowledge is that you need to word this very carefully. The energy is chaotic. It is a result of the mixing of magics and this unleashing of planar magic that has been sealed up. It is chaotic. It will twist unless you are careful with how you word it.
So don't just use it immediately, I guess. really think this through maybe at a session.
Yeah.
Monkey's paw, exactly.
What you're saying is don't wish to undo the mistakes of my past.
Yeah, so spoiler for the
Wow.
Avatar Legends
Imagine.
campaign. One of the characters got a wish through a connection to an ocean spirit, and he wished for his mistakes to be undone. Definitely not vague at all, and certainly not open to interpretation by the GM. So they've been dealing with the consequences of that wish for the last 6 sessions,
Nice.
which have
And
been
we are going to
far-reaching.
continue dealing with it.
Yeah, because I then had him roll a percentile to see how, like, because it was so interpretive. I was like, can you roll a percentile dice to see how well this is interpreted? I think he rolled like a 94, really well. So it was interpreted fairly close to what he wanted. But I took it literally, and I was like, okay, this event didn't happen. Now all these other run-on events have changed.
Yeah.
It's really affected things. So that was really fun. But yeah, Shana, you have a wish spell to use as you see fit.
If Shana, if Shana does it, oh.
Yeah, I need some DM guidance on if Shana thinks that the wish could bring back Lyra, like as a
Yes.
separate entity.
Yes.
Bring her here.
It is possible. I would need you to roll me another D100 percentile dice, and it would be a difficult wish to pull off, but it is a possibility. This energy that you feel within you, you feel that it's almost limitless in potential.
What?
But
I'm gonna have to word this out so that there is no room for misinterpretation.
Yeah,
so
no, don't.
just sit on
I would spend some time thinking about
Yeah.
this one.
I wouldn't do it tonight.
Yeah.
oh man. There you go. Here's how to start off episode 70 with a fucking wish
Jesus.
spell just handed to one of the players. There you go. Enjoy.
Wow.
Well done.
Holy crap.
I was not expecting that. I was like ready for like, oh yeah, it'll probably be like maybe like you'll gain proficiency in like athletics, or like you'll get a second tail or something really random, because there is one that you grow a tail. I was like, that'd be great if Shana got that. That'd be so funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
That would be
Yes.
funny.
if you'd rolled number
Wow.
37, you would have grown an extra tail. I thought that would have been really funny to like. How does that work?
Would you like walk like on your tails like
Yeah.
a regular person?
Oh yeah.
Like-
Genuinely.
Like,
Yeah.
Sonic and just like,
Yeah.
like a Russian wedding band.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you'd be like the Starbucks mermaid with your 2 tails. Oh my god.
Oh
All right.
my god.
Yeah, there you go. Wish spell.
All right.
Enjoy.
Or what are those little starfish poisonous things called? They have 2 tails too. Oh no, I'm thinking of that bug thing.
The bug thing.
No, the
You have a
bug thing.
velvet worm with the 2 antlers
Yes.
that it can
Yeah.
move around.
Oh.
That's their head. That's part of its head. But sure, I mean, why not?
Where's that thing? I'm gonna find it.
Okay.
Tails.
we got
I
casual
love
geography.
I love that from that description, I figured out it was the velvet worm. How did I do that?
I don't
I'm
know.
impressed.
Thank you. I think we watched that same documentary together. It's quite possible. We did used to have David Attenborough nights when it was really boring and cold and shit in Melbourne, which is most nights in winter. So
Yeah.
Oh, Planet Earth 2.
yeah, I
Anyway.
think it was Planet Earth too.
Planet Earth 2, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Shana, do you share this with the group?
Yeah,
have you
I think
found?
she would. Like, she just like, she
Yeah.
glories up.
Yep.
She comes back down, and part of her is really worried. Or not even worried, like, part of her is almost, oh shit, is Lyra back, like, already? Like, because this is the same
Oh, yeah,
thing
right.
that would have happened to her when she got like this in the first place. So, she looks at her hands, and she reaches out and realizes that she's not there still.
Mm.
And then realizes she's like, there is some weird fucking powerful power here. And then she tells the others, she's like, hey guys, I think the bean gave me power to move heavens and earth, so to speak.
You hear the sound of tiny steps thumping down the stairs behind you, and bursting through the door is Professor Griswold. He still
Oh, he
has
would've
half of
noticed.
his moustache smoking. It looks like he was in the process of conducting some experiment when he sensed this, and he has sprinted out and says,
What was that? Who activated that crazy amount of energy? Who was that? Which one of you is it?
It was Shana.
What did you do? What did you do? Young lady, what have you done?
Ate a bean. It was a cool bean.
No, these beans are these are a trifle. It's a minor enchantment to unlock some true potential. No, that doesn't explain the mass of energy I just felt.
Well, she did eat the bean at the time, so I don't know what to say.
you were saying that these beings are extraplanar, yeah?
Yes, I believe that from the Feywilds. How they got here,
Yeah.
got no idea. Maybe he's been storing them for centuries.
Maybe it's just like the two different planar magics, like cross streams, and they shouldn't have, and it just kind of went boom.
That's not how magic. That's not how magic works, young lady. Oh no, wait, mate. We're taking the Armstrong effect.
He runs over, places a hand on your side, and casts a spell. You feel this like wash of energy through you. He takes his hand back as if stung.
Ah, yes, I see. Well, normally it's polite to mention to people that you are a spirit from another world, you know, flesh body assembled by magic.
Come up.
Very fair. That is a tricky point of conversation to bring up in a moment. Well, you seem well versed in magic, young one. Your theory stands true. I think you are correct. Very, very astutely observed. You seem to be quite proficient in magic yourself.
I've been practicing for a while, but you seem to know your way around, magic. Could you help me phrase this wish spell to get something very specific?
Potentially. Maybe. I can give it a go. What sort of thing are you asking for? Depends on the wish.
This is a one-time thing. It's a one-time wish, so there's no giving it a go. It's that you know how I was telling you about my friend Lyra that went poof when I came here. I want it back.
Yes. Okay. Right. I will have a think on what potentially you could say, and I will let you know.
Very fucking clever going to Griswold. Well done.
That is nice.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I hadn't thought you'd do that. That's a problem. Griswold would be able to help you with that.
Yeah. Specifically, I want Lyra to be here as her own person.
What's that? I'm very busy.
That...
I'll help you with that later. No, he doesn't say that. No. Yes, of course. Yes, this sounds very important. I will devote my time and energy to this.
Happen, like, you know, if she can maybe just come back and I can be in residence, or she can be in residence, or, you know. But two different people would be pretty damn cool.
No, the energy that you have within you, describe it as a wish. It is very similar to a spell called Wish, and that can be used to help regenerate lost limbs or damaged tissue. There's no reason why it couldn't be used to generate a whole new body, but I'm going to be very careful. The chances of success are slim. Are you willing to commit to such a course?
Griswold, my friend, if
Yes.
you need help with any logical arguments when constructing sentences or closing of loopholes, you've got my number.
You have some spare memory that you can siphon off to focus on such a task, and then you come back with some possibilities. I certainly would not say no to that.
To bring Lyra back? Anything.
Very well. I will make this a priority then. I can see that this is important to each of you for different reasons.
I have one quick question, Griswold.
Yes, Jim.
So the possibilities or the odds of giving Lyra her own body are pretty low.
Yes.
What would happen? What would the odds be if we simply put Lyra back in Shana and sort of like what it was before? Just
to be honest,
purely to see the odds.
That could be even more difficult. For example, if you're trying to put Shana back to how she was when she was Lyra, we're going to have to rewrite her entire genetic structure, reshape her body back to what it was. At the same time, have it be available to hold 2 souls instead of 1. I actually think that course of action is going to be much more difficult.
Well,
personally,
I am very thankful that I don't really have much of a part in this.
Yeah.
That sounds extremely complex.
I'm with Jin.
Above my head.
Yeah, above my head too.
Yes, this is a real head scratcher. I genuinely thought those beans were a bit of a scam, but interesting.
But
very interesting.
Have you seen Yervith climb them?
Yeah.
Yervith just begins climbing a bookcase.
Look at him go.
Skitters up the wall like a fucking wizard.
Parkour.
Yeah.
Parkour. Yeah.
Parkour.
Very nice, young man. Very good. Very well done. Well done.
And he's just looking at Shana this whole time.
Yeah, no, it pales in comparison.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's
it's kind of just like...
Ugh. You can do something better than you can always do it. You can just do it better now.
Yeah. Like marginally better than what I would be able to do normally.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
Very well. I will get to work on this problem. I'll let you know what I come up with. And Lockie, if you could have a muse as well and see what you come up with as well, I wouldn't say no to maybe bouncing some ideas off one another a little bit later.
I will get started on it. Actually, I think I've already got a process beginning.
You think? Is that not something that you have to consciously set up, or?
Well, it works both ways. So either I consciously set up a process, or it just sort of happens.
Fascinating. Giant forged, capable of simultaneous operational processing.
Griswold begins taking notes and wandering off by himself as he writes this down. At that point, Azua walks into the room.
Ah, yes. Well, I've just received your formal invitation to the council. Here.
He puts it down on the table. You can see a beautiful gilded letter that he has already opened. The seal is currently opened. He has opened it. It is addressed to the Tempest Guild on the front. The Tempest Adventuring Guild.
I can summarize for you, unless you really want to read it. But the gist of it is they want you to appear sharp, just after dawn, by the 7th or 8th ringing of the bell. If you could be there between those hours, I believe you'll be presented just after the 8th ringing of the bell. So you've got the rest of the afternoon to yourselves. How exciting!
Give him the thumbs up.
He gives you a really enthusiastic thumbs up back.
Well, I think I have some business. I need to go to the Harpers.
Yes. So just Shana, when we just had a conversation about how we're going to approach this. We want to try and come across as neutral parties as much as possible.
What was that? Sorry, Ali. I think you cut out.
Neutral parties in what? in the war between. I was only down there for 15 minutes. What did I miss?
Oh, you missed quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that woman came. That I think is actually a dragon.
The dragon lady. Yeah, silver one.
That happened.
She was nice.
Yeah.
She saw some potential in me.
Yes, she wants us to go to the Draconic capital with her to try and get some of the other dragons on side against the cult. And we're kind of touting Yervith as kind of like our mascot, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yervith was ready to be told like our ambassador. He said mascot.
He's a mascot.
Well,
Boss.
ambassador, yeah.
I mean,
Boss.
sure.
No, mascot's appropriate.
But we can't actually say that we wanted to go along. We have to goad them into it, like get
Make
the
it-
Harpers on board.
Make it think it's their idea.
Exactly.
It's an ego thing.
I think they were, Tiamat was publishing some sort of pro-Tiamat literature in this dragon capital and turning everyone against, well, the right path, I guess, which isn't too good.
So you've heard rumors now that a book has been widely circulated throughout various parts of the Draconic Kingdom that does appear to be a diary or a account of events written at the time of the ruin by Tiamat, a day-by-day account of the time. And it throws into doubt a lot of the aspects of the ruin which have been taken as fact and Tiamat's involvement in it. This seems to, from what you've heard, this book seems to show that Tiamat was less involved with the betrayer gods than perhaps originally seen and was kind of set up to take the fall.
Yeah. All I can think of with Tiamat's like biography is just like you know with biography books how it's got like the person on the front cover. I'm just imagining like this real like Photoshop like stylized version of Tiamat just being like.
So I was going to save this as a surprise when you guys first see the book, but it is literally, it says The Rise of Tiamat and it is the logo on the front. I couldn't resist.
I'm sorry if I ruined it, but yeah,
No,
that's
it's all good.
exactly how I imagined it in my mind.
I couldn't resist. It's the logo of the module. It's got The Rise of Tiamat.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I just couldn't resist.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
I thought about calling it the Tyranny of Dragons, and I thought, nah, that's a bit on the nose. Plus, she wouldn't say that. Her whole position is that like dragons are wonderful, benevolent creatures who should be in charge. So,
yeah.
Alrighty. So, You have the afternoon to do with as you wish. We know Jin's going to go talk to the Harpers, and there is a Harper presence in Oxenfurt. It's not as big as the Bard's College in Palin, obviously, but there is a Harper's presence in Oxenfurt, which Jin, as a member of the Harpers, you would know where to locate.
Yep.
Yervith, I'm guessing you might go visit the Oxenfurt Historical Society.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yep.
Shana, what would you like to do? You've got an afternoon to yourself, or to spend with other people, however you want to go.
I think. Does anyone want company or backup on your respective journeys?
Yes.
Yep. Mira?
I was going to offer the same, actually. And, well, is the Oxenfurt Society close to the university? Because I have to fill out some enrollment papers.
The Historical Society is in the same district as the Unseen University.
Yes, well,
quite nicely
I think
there
we're
for you.
also going to recruit some people from the Unseen University to come with us.
I wouldn't be against the support. I don't know how the Historical Society will take my news and everything.
I was wondering that, yes.
I would suggest anyone going with Yervith except for me, given what I look like.
Good point.
Yeah, that may not be in good taste. Sorry, Shana.
I'll go with you, Yervith. Yes, I'll go.
Thank you, Mira.
I would also point out as well, you guys do know that you have an insane dwarf currently still in your airship as well.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
We handed him over.
We handed him over.
Oh, you have to. Apologies. You've handed him over to Atalia Karnos, Elliot, the Silver Dragon. Yep.
And we're going to use him as like our sort of, we actually do get stuff done. And
he's our trump card.
That's right. Apologies. Yes. Reserve. Sorry, you have dealt with that. Yes. Okay. So Mira's going to go with Yervith. Lockie.
I think I will come along as well because I wouldn't mind supporting Yervith and then maybe having a little look at this library as well.
Oh,
alrighty. And then Team Varys will be headed to the Harpers.
So
Jin wants the company.
We do need to change some things. Going to the Harpers, we're going to have to be more discreet. I'm going to change my form because I don't want them knowing that it's me going to see them, and you're someone who is from around these here parts.
Stand out.
Do you have any illusionary magic or anything to cover the tail or completely change your look?
I've got no.
So we blend in. We don't.
Can I use silent image?
Yes.
Oh no, it's only 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes could get you in the door.
Yeah.
How about...
I might maybe.
Okay, look. Let me handle this. I'll use my major image. So
right now, you also have a resident wizard upstairs. If you want to go ask him, can he cast Disguise Self on you?
Oh,
I'm going to tell you right now.
That would be much better. My alternative is cast a great her invisibility and just sort of tail you.
Can I actually cast it? Can I? I can't cast Disguise Self on her, can I?
That's a good question. It depends where it's from.
It says range area self, so I don't think I can. Disguise
if I sit on your shoulders.
Let's have a quick look.
I don't think I can cast it on her.
Magic items, even we could buy.
Yeah, so Griswold would be enchanting an item that that when Shana activates, casts Disguise Self on her for an hour. So he'd be infusing. It'd be an artificer infusion. He'd be infusing an item with that spell.
That's pretty cool.
That sounds very good.
That's actually handy anyway to have, like.
Because
it's not permanent. It's only 1 use, unfortunately.
Well, still good.
Still good. Yeah, so Shana, you head up the stairs, knock on Griswold's library. He literally, you mentioned, I need a spell to disguise me. He, rummages through a drawer, pulls out an emerald necklace, mutters over it, and then hands it to you and then goes, if you just press the emerald when you're ready to have the spell, and then think in your mind, very clearly think what you want to look like. As long as it's within reason, the spell should figure the rest out.
That works well. Thank you.
No problem. I've come up with some ideas, but I'll save them for later. I'll talk to you later.
Let me know if you need any materials or writing paper, or, anything to help.
He leans up and pulls a lever above his head, and you watch as a water wheel that has been converted into a section of the wall begins spinning, and the water wheel's been converted into a bookshelf, and it is filled with reams of paper of different sizes, different types, papyrus, parchment, hide. There's a whole section of inks that he's labeled with different, like, where they've come from. So there's a charcoal ink, squid ink, and then there's something called ethereal ink as well. And as he's like spinning this water wheel, you can see that it's just full of all sorts of interesting uses, interesting items.
I think I'm probably covered, actually, but thank you. Very generous. I appreciate it.
Cheers again.
So as Shana comes down, I'm going to quickly talk to her. So are you all sorted? Have you got what we need?
Hour of disguise. Hopefully it'll give me legs.
So the question I have for you is, how is that going to work with the clothes you're currently wearing? Because aren't they made for a tail?
Disguise self creates an illusionary illusion over the top of you, I believe, if I'm remembering.
Oh, so then
correctly.
like the tail.
Yep. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends.
Cool. So she actually has legs.
Yep, she's fine.
Sweet.
Yay.
All right, then we'll make our way.
Oh, just thought of a fun practical joke. You can turn yourself into Lyra. I'm back, guys. And then Lockie's like, oh my dear, you're back. And then you like go.
Lyra is actually what she was going to look like, because that's just the first image that would have popped into her head.
And then you turn into a snake and bite him. From before.
Does Shana do this before we left, or is this after we're gone?
She's only got it for an hour, so they're probably going to activate it when she needs it. Okay, well, tell you what, let's do
We split the party. We're gonna die.
Let's split the party. Let's do the Harpers first, and then we're going to do the Historical Society. So, Jin and Shana. As you step out onto the busy streets of Oxenford, you can see that it is now heading in, sort of into the early to mid-afternoon. People are everywhere, all races, all people, all ages represented in Oxenford. It's a melting pot of different cultures, being it's on a position of the coast. And there are just people on all sides. There are a few looks that you get, Shana, but just the sheer number of people here, you're not the weirdest thing that you see. About 5 minutes into your walk, you see a turtle man, a person who looks like a tortoise or a turtle man, slowly plodding down the streets. A rare sight in Oshia are the turtles, but just making his way down, carrying two paper bags full of what look to be vegetables and fruit, just slowly making his way through the city, step after step. Definitely getting a few looks from people, but Oxenford is used to the weird and wonderful. You don't get as much attention as you're probably used to in other cities, especially Drifthaven. You would have got a fair bit of attention. Jin leads you through the tangled side streets up onto the main roads, and then past through into the theatre district. A large, ornately prepared opera hall stands before you, but rather than heading in through the main gates, Jin leads you down one of the side alleyways, through a coffee shop.
So,
yes.
Before I would even go here, I'd probably change my form.
Do you want me to let you know when you enter the Harpers, or when you're, are you doing it as you enter the theatre district?
I'm
just
doing
to be a bit
it
more secure.
Yeah, like just a bit before.
Yep.
And it look a bit different. I'll just sort of go like nondescript, like just human, very average looking.
Absolutely.
And
so
yeah,
Yeah, so she'll take her lead from Jin, and she knows that she has to focus on someone, and so she's focusing on just another person that she worked with back in her own world. But the thoughts and possibility of getting Lyra back, Lyra just keeps, flipping back into her mind, and without realizing, the image that she ended up focusing on while activating the magic was Lyra's image.
Jin, as you sort of finish your transformation and turn around, you suddenly see Lyra standing behind you.
Oh, that's oh yes. Did you aim for that?
Did I aim for what?
I hold my mirror up to her as I pull it out of the bag of holding.
No, that wasn't what I was aiming for. It feels weird seeing face again. Well,
no, it looks great, but not super nondescript. A little bit the cult actually saw Lyra, so let me just, and I get my disguise kit out, and I just change it a little bit, so it's not like Lyra. So if there's actually any spies or anything that know of her, they won't recognize her.
So because obviously it's an illusion that she's got over her face, you can't change it with the disguise kit. But as you describe what you're doing, because the spell's only just been activated, as you describe the changes you're making, I'd say that subconsciously, Shana, because you don't know this, like, you think that he's changing it, your perception of him changing it is enough to very slightly alter the illusion and change some of the features. Just enough
slightly alter.
Yeah.
But it's
like
still
the ears no longer
Lyra.
quite so pointed, are sort of moved back down to being a bit more human-like, a bit more rounded. Changing to the hairstyle a little bit, and as Jin sort of talks through what he's doing, you find yourself subconsciously reflecting that in the illusion as the spell sort of adapts to mold around this image that you've got before it finally settles into place and locks in. I'm happy to homebrew that a little bit. I think that's fine.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Okay. Let's make our way through.
Perfect. As you head past the large opera hall down the side streets and then enter into a coffee shop, Jin, seeing the sign over the front door, the symbol of a harp across a beautiful golden background, you sort of spot, head on in, give the patron, give the maitre d' standing at the door a bit of a nod and flash your pipe symbol. You are taken to a back room and sat down.
So would Sir be requiring any tea before he heads inside?
So quickly, Owen, for my own knowledge, is there any is any of this is that just a point? Is that literally just him asking me for tea, or is that actually a question?
He is. No, it's not a trick question. You know that in this room there will be a secret door to take you through into the Harper's compound. If you wanted to sit here and enjoy some tea before heading in, he's asking you if you'd like any refreshments before you head into the Harper's compound.
So, is there any cool teas that exist in this world that we don't have in ours? Like, have you got any that come to mind?
I will pull open my list of beverages. Let's have a look.
All right. I just want to, it's just for fun.
So I have. Here we go. There is a vervain tea, which is a very dark green leaf that produces a very aromatic, slightly spiced tea, almost like a chai flavor.
That's nice.
It's a very heavy flavor. There is a cinnamon root tea as well. You know that it is a very spicy nutmeg and cinnamon flavor, but the root has to be very finely chopped because in high quantities it can be a very potent aphrodisiac.
Oh, okay.
So it's prepared very particularly, so it sort of increases blood flow, gets you feeling like hot and spicy, but nothing too intense.
I'm happy for the vervain tea.
Yeah, vervain, absolutely.
That tea sounds good.
Yeah,
so I'll have the vervain tea.
You don't hear more? I've got another 5. No, I'll stop there.
Oh, look, you can go through them if you want.
We'll save them for future. Don't worry. There'll be opportunities for me to bring them up in the future. If not this campaign, then a future campaign or a campaign.
Perfect. Yes, I'll have the vervain tea. And for my lady here?
Same, please.
But of course, madam. It would be but a moment.
The well-dressed half-elven man, slicked back black hair, wearing a very fine two-piece black suit, bows very deeply and then heads out the door. Only a few moments later, comes back in again with 2 very beautiful china cups, places them down, and then pulls out from behind on a trolley a large teapot, which he places in and begins filling up with boiling water and this very pungent sort of dark green leaf.
If you could let it steep for a few minutes, I shall be back momentarily to pour.
Then he bows deeply once again.
Yeah, I don't.
He leaves you alone for 2 to 3 minutes, comes back in, pours the tea, and then takes the leftover teapot and the remaining cups away with the remaining trolley, leaving you just with your 2 full cups. And then backs off again.
Now, is there anything I should let Lyra know as we enter? Because she's obviously someone who's not actually part of the Harpers.
You know that the main thing the Harpers value is the secrecy. You know it's not forbidden to bring others into Harper compounds, but it's strongly discouraged. You generally don't want to be bringing people into the secret hideout and showing off unless it's absolutely necessary. But you won't be questioned as a full member of the Harpers. If you have deemed this action necessary, then you won't be questioned about it. All you'll need to do is once you enter to show your pipes to anyone you come across, wear them quite proudly on your surface to pull out the Bard's College emblem, just to make it very clear that you are supposed to be there.
Yes. I will say to Lyra, sorry, not Lyra, Shana.
But actually, yeah.
Or Lyra, yeah. Just, I guess this doesn't need to be said, but keep this to ourselves.
Cool.
This is of the utmost secrecy. When you're in there, be polite. Don't. Yes, just be yourself. You should be fine. But yeah, this stays between us. No one else. Maybe the party, but that's the furthest it goes.
First secret we've kept from the party, so shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, they are about to be in the room where it happens. Alrighty. Jin, you sort of look around for a few moments looking for the hidden entrance, and you find it before too long. Rather, I would say rather covertly in your eyes, probably not as secret as the Palin entrance. A candelabra on the wall nearly needs to be pulled down to reveal a hidden doorway. A bit overt in your eyes, probably not super well hidden, but you know that this room is probably only given to those who flash the harper's pipes. By the maitre d'. But yeah, you walk on over, pull on the lantern stick, and the sort of very light, very low grumble section of the wall behind way opens up, revealing a very well-lit corridor in the room beyond, leading down a set of steps and into a passageway. You head on down, taking Shana with you. You pass through, walking for about sort of a minute or so along this corridor before emerging into a lavish common room. You can see here a number of harpers lounging about doing research. The area that you step into is a combined common room and library. Sections of bookshelves containing scrolls and books and treatises on all sorts of topics, marked with history and years, and then current and then dates of information that is coming and going from this location. You can see a ladder in the center of the room heading up to a tall tower high above. And you would probably recall, Shana, as you pass through the Opera House, there is a large bell tower attached to the Opera House. Potentially this is how messages are sent to and from the Harper's organizations through these hidden towers. But yeah, as you step into the room, you're not really given much more than a brief cursory glance by most of the people in there. Mostly young like yourselves. Yeah, go.
So I would say I've probably dropped at least my human form that I was adopting, and I'll go back to Illyrian, but I will gesture for Shana not to drop hers.
No, all good.
He's going to keep it for the full hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, mostly young, like yourselves, sort of like 20s to early 30s. However, sitting at a table across from you, who looks up and immediately stands as you enter, is a large Maloran orc, a half-orc woman, a Maloran orc woman, who, as you enter, steps up and looks over. Long, grey, slicked-back hair tied into a ponytail with a few sort of dreads tied in as well, that have been matted and beaded. Tattoos all across her chest and shoulders, wearing nothing but a very low-cut vest that's just buttoned up at the front. Yes.
I do know who she is.
You would know who she is.
She's never probably heard this from me before, but as I go up and go, hello, blood kin.
I'm sorry, what did you just say, Jin?
I opened my shirt.
She knew you was Illyrian, sorry.
What did you just say, Illyrian?
I opened my shirt with the Maloran orc's tattoo.
Do not show me this garbage. I will not believe another lie. Hang on a minute.
She looks closer.
I'm just beaming.
What did you...
She's like sort of placing her hands quite heavily on your chest as she pulls on the skin, trying to reveal an illusion, and then flicks you quite heavy on the side of the tattoo.
That's amazing.
This is no trick. How did you come across? What have you done?
I just said we're blood kin. I met some at Drifthaven, and let's just say that, well, it's good to have you, sister. As simple.
Day I call you bloodkin. Day I bed a goat.
But it says otherwise.
What are you doing here, Jin? What do you want? Who's your friend?
This is... Sean, did you have a name that you chose before we came in? Nope. Do you want me to...
Yeah, just make something up.
Just make something up. Okay.
Can't work on that one.
I just thought I'd ask quickly to see if she actually wanted something. This is Arundel.
There is a canon pause as you stop, look over at her, and go, "Did she tell me a name?" No. I'm going to go for it. And then go, Arundel. She looks at you. Really? That is the best you could do under the pressure. Come up with a fake name.
Oh,
I don't care.
this is not
It's
a
okay.
fake
If you don't
name.
want to tell me her name, you do not have to tell me her name. Do what you want to do.
Well, yes, but I need to speak to Sorceress.
I will get her. Unless you feel like venturing up into the dormitories yourself. You
Is
almost
that
died
something?
last time you tried to sneak into the female ward.
I don't recall that, as I'm nervously looking around.
Inside check. No. It's okay. I will be about a moment. Sit tight. Follow down.
Thanks, sis.
Wow.
She wanders over to the bottom of the stairs.
What's her name, by the way, actually?
She
Because I'm
screams
gonna...
out.
What's her name?
Mayork. Mejoki. Mayorki.
Miyoki. Okay, I'm gonna just add that in as Bloodkin on my notes.
Okay.
Then you're going to get yourself punched.
Yeah.
Or
I just-
skinned.
It's just
Or-
perfect. I just
or
love that. Like,
both.
hey, wait, Maloran Orc, isn't that
Yeah.
who I'm Bloodkin with now?
Mayorki walks to the bottom of the stairs, calls out, Sorceress! Really loudly up the stairs. You hear call from the stairs, What? Illyrian is here! Alright, give me a moment. She walks back and sits down. Should be a moment. She looks at you.
No problem.
Literally a few seconds later, Sorceress begins moving down the stairs. Now, for Shana, who hasn't seen Sorceress before, Sorceress is a very dark, purplish red skinned tiefling, long horns curled up with jewelry embroidered upon them, wearing robes very similar to Illyrians, very Bard's College robes. Her tail is long and slightly pointed, but a section of the tip has been scarred, sort of down the side and on the tip. And she has these very beautiful, intricate earrings that loop down and attach to a necklace around her neck as well. So as she moves, there's sort of this always like jangling sound as she moves her head about. And then a section from the earrings is also attached to the horns and then down onto a circlet around her head as well, making a sort of full link of chains. Not chains as in like, you know what I mean, like jewelry style. As she steps down comes down the stairs and walks over, she goes, Really? Ginny couldn't wait until we're going to be in the same room tomorrow? Like, you really going to risk being spotted like coming here? What are you thinking?
I did change my form and my compatriot here, but something has come to our attention that needs to be sorted out today.
Okay.
Yes, let's go into one of the more secluded rooms.
Yeah, we'll head to one of the studies. Come with me, I'll lead you on. She takes you through a series of double doors, off towards the side, into a large open area study. All right, you lot, get out of here. She thumbs towards the entrance as you came in as a bunch of what look to be probably older members of the Harper's organization who are looking over a large map, look up. She's like, no, I've got precedent. You guys haven't got your crisis till Thursday. We've got time now. Come on, out you go. One of the older gentlemen, this human gentleman, goes, Really, Sorceress, we haven't had a chance to study these maps. I've got council meeting tomorrow. Oh, my commiserations then. He bundles up the map and they begin walking out of the room. She closes the door and shuts it, goes, right, take a seat. I don't think we've met. I got a description of a elven druid called Lyra, but you don't perfectly match her description.
Met Sorceress, hasn't she? And the very...
At the
I
other.
don't know if Shana has.
Yeah, at the first... she
Lyra's
would have
met
seen Lyra.
Sorceress,
before.
but
Yeah.
and Shana would only know through the descriptions. Yeah, you're right. Apologies. Yeah, she go.
Through
Oh,
memories
it's
and
an
stuff.
interesting disguise you got there, Lyra. It's not really a great disguise. Jin, is it? You said you took responsibility for this. It's not great, is it? So I could instantly
The
spot.
trouble
someone.
is this... I'm not Lyra.
Sorry, what?
But I'm not Lyra. I'm...
Puts a hand through
I
the illusion
was-
and touches your real face. Oh, sorry. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
she doesn't
okay.
have legs, by the way.
Yeah, there's a tail down there. It's a
It's not
long
rude if I
story
just-
that involves...
If I just like reach down and. Is that rude?
Lyra picks up the now invisible end of her tail.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
That's a risk.
Oh, that's really weird. She like lets go immediately and takes her hands away. Yeah, that's that's a bit odd. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's some information for me to have to process. Okay. We'll talk about that later. Got more important stuff to deal with. Yes. A council meeting tomorrow. Jin, what you got?
So, we have now I forget the woman's name again.
Elia.
Elia.
You know her as Elia.
Yep. So, we had a woman by the name Elia pass by the manor where the guild is at, and she has requested us to be her sort of like retinue when she travels to this other council meeting, something Dragon Council, something. I'm not entirely sure.
Yep, she's going to take you to Velox, sir. Also, I love your gift for understatement. When you say some woman, you mean the ambassador to like the whole of the Draconic Nation. Probably one of the most important political representations of them that's ever visited Oxenfurt, and probably ever will.
I'll be honest, Susurrus, when I was doing like political sciences and stuff as a topic at school.
I know you didn't fucking attend any lectures. I was there.
Yes. What can I say?
I also know. I know you still fucking deny it, but I know you pretended to be the lecturer that day he was sick and claimed that you were him for a whole day. You didn't fucking fool me. I know it was you.
It wasn't there. No, I was there at the back.
No, it was clearly, mate. I'm not falling for it. We've been friends too long.
Anyway, she's asked for us to be her retinue, but she doesn't want to do it so so forthcoming.
Yeah,
she
really
wants
wise.
a
You come to
neutral
the council,
party.
I'll just say no on principle.
She wants a neutral party to sort of suggest that we join her, or at least tag along on that. So, as a neutral party, with technically no ties, we're both wondering if you could be the one that suggests this.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, makes sense. We know that you lot are trustworthy. We know you lot get the job done. I think absolutely we can sort something out there. I'll have to be a little bit critical of you earlier on, then, just to really hammer home, like specifically you as well, Jin. I might have to specifically point out some things you've done that's not so great, just to like prepare the council. That'd be alright.
I'm very aware.
Things I could.
You're sort of always like that anyway. There's nothing new in this sort of interaction.
I'm your best friend, of course. Well, I'm your only friend, really. He's not your friend, is he? He looks over at Shana.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, it's about right.
I wasn't anticipating that response.
Yeah, no, of course, mate, of course. Anything. I'll do what I can. I'll try and suggest it in a way that's a bit more subtle than what you've just said.
Yes. Well, I have to be forthcoming here, not in the council meeting. At the council meeting, I don't even know who you are.
Well, no, that's not a good look, because you are supposed to have briefed me prior to the council meeting on what you've been up to.
So
remember
we're
last time?
just acquaintances.
Yeah, exactly. Think of me as sort of like an extra task you have to do at the end of each mission to brief so that I can provide intelligence to the council.
Should we let you know what's actually happened so far?
Yes. I thought that's what you were here to do. Unlike last time, when you fucking didn't tell me anything and made me look like an idiot in front of the whole council. Yeah, I would very much like to know what you've been up to.
Good time.
So I'm just gonna, for the purposes of expediting, I'm just sort of gonna list off some of the stuff that we did. AK went to the north, destroyed, sort of recruited a Rathator, destroyed the Horn, killed a hag and brought it back her head to the pub. That doesn't hold as much relevance though.
No, you share
it. Just a disgusting inclusion.
Shana, you can step up and you can be like, you can actually say, oh, but Jin also like jungle.
Yeah. There's probably an entire section of our journey that you do appear to have forgotten about. We did land in the jungle to begin with. That's how I got in this damn mess.
I thought that you already knew that, Susurrus. My bad. So we went to the jungle and we went through a ziggurat.
You lot were sailing north.
we went to a ziggurat and met a lich.
What's
and
cigarettes? What, like a big
thwarted the plans
square,
even more.
like pyramid, right?
Big temple-like thing.
Yeah, okay.
Made of gold.
Yeah.
So
Was
that
it?
also happened.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yuan-Ti.
So Lyra
Yuan-Ti.
actually turned into Shana through her old master, using magic to do the swap.
Right. Okay.
Not
I'm not gonna
conceptually.
share
I'm
that.
trying to find a way back.
I think that's all. I can't recall much more past
Did
that.
you locate any dragon masks? I know that's what you were looking for.
Oh, so we don't have. I don't think we have any dragon masks, but we do have.
Sorry, you don't think? Sorry, you're not sure if you've got one of the sort of 5 fucking masks to unlock Tiamat's cage?
I don't think so. I was thinking of. There's other things at play there, but we do have Varum.
Sorry, you caught Varan the White?
Yes, we have him.
Oh, great.
He doesn't have much of a brain anymore, as there was an incident and that involved some magical water accidentally.
Shana, whose fault was that? What happened there? I never really knew.
It was not my fault. Technically, it was Lyra's. So I'm thinking.
She's making an
I'm
insight
thinking
check on that one.
What do I roll against?
You can roll deception if you like, but it's not deception, it's more persuasion, because you didn't say any lies there. Technically, Shana, it's not your fault. Technically, it was Lyra. 17. Okay, sure. We'll blame Lyra, who's not here anymore. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, that's all right. That we could do that. We could blame her for that, and then she's not here, so Guild's dealing
Actually, no,
with
I
her.
don't like that. Can we blame someone else that doesn't exist?
Sorry, what you want me to blame someone who doesn't exist?
Look,
You want to create an identity. You want to create an identity just so that you lot don't feel so bad about driving some dwarf out of his fucking mind.
I just don't want Lyra to take the blame for it.
Fine, I'll come up with something. I'll use one of the burner identities. Go on. All right, sure.
Wow.
nice. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm thinking this half elf called Illyrian. I could probably try and throw him under the bus, couldn't I?
You could. I'll just have to change my persona. That'd be
Or what
really
about
annoying.
this one? I've heard of a new one. What's his name? Sort of a piratey type, likes to drink a lot. Swab the decks.
Yeah,
You
no,
mean George the Peg-Leg Sailor?
Oh no, Swabby Seabeard. Perhaps I could use Swabby Seabeard as
I get really like
a scapegoat.
I just sort of go silent and just lock eyes with him, like, don't you touch him. He's my treasured persona.
Don't you talk to me or my swabby son
Don't
ever
you
again.
dare.
If ye be wanting to be swabbing decks, you not mention Swabby Seabeard anymore.
All right, fine. Jesus, just make the joke. All right, Jin.
Forgotten anything? What the
Blame
jungle?
Callum. I'll just blame
Actually,
Callum.
more.
I blame Callum for everything. Anytime anything goes wrong, I just blame Callum. He's a
Oh, poor
intern of the
Callum.
Harpers Guild.
So the biggest question I probably have is,
Sounds like there's a fucking metagaming pigeon here. What's the metagaming pigeon say?
We do have a chat. Pure metagaming.
No, and every time you metagame, I want you to do a very scarily accurate pigeon coo, followed
Wow,
by
that's-
the thing you want to... Well done, that was a good pigeon coo. For podcast listeners, Michael was going and then saying, what was that? Sorry, Michael, what were you saying?
Daughters.
Oh yeah.
oh, Diodorus. I will mention Diodorus too.
Yeah.
That's the lich.
Probably a good idea, eh?
Yeah. Well, we didn't-
I'm no, as soon as you say the word
Diodorus.
Diodorus, she like puts her finger over your mouth to shush you. I don't want to know what you've been up to with Diodorus. I'm not sharing any information. That lich is a fucking plague. I want nothing to do with him. The less
Oh.
I know, the better.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
I have one big question.
Yep.
What is Gloria up to these days? Ugh.
Gloria, she's still in Palin at the moment. She was doing a infiltration
God.
mission there of the cult. She'd spent a number of weeks undercover.
What? Okay. God, I don't like her.
Yeah, she had a few choice words to say about you too on your review form.
What? What did she say?
She was there as examiner to do your final
Well, I'm
assessment.
going to put in a review form for her. She's abrasive and annoying and really rude.
She's a trusted member of the Harpers who took classes
So am
for 10
I.
years. Yeah, but she's a bit more trusted.
One day I was also a lecturer. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, there it is.
Look, all I'm going to say is sometimes it's best not to kick a sleeping bear. And I know you think that Gloria's got her teeth sunk into you, but trust me, mate, you have not seen what that woman's capable of. You've not seen half of what that woman's capable of.
I've seen so much. She's
she gets into your head.
An abomination.
She's not an abomination. She's just really fucking good at knowing what people think and
She's
twisting
really
their thoughts
annoying.
and changing them.
I don't like her.
Yeah, I know. All right, get over it, mate.
It is what it is.
You let that go pretty quick. Good lord, there's a roller coaster there.
Don't worry about that. I will settle my things with her one day. By the way, where's her quarters? Are they here? As I'm looking nervously around.
No, she's from Palin, mate.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I wasn't going to do anything obtuse or anything nefarious.
Yeah, I'll believe that. Sure.
Shook his head in a bucket full of salt.
Yeah, why not? Hey, that was the
Probably did
least.
that.
It's one of the least disturbing pranks he's pulled, to be honest. But yeah, right, sure.
He's done it before.
Well, there was that one time that you put the pig's head in the Arch-Chancellor's boot.
Good times.
Pig's head
had to-
fit in a boot?
No, he turned it into a liquid to pour it into the boot.
He was a dick, though, granted.
Yeah, but I don't think he deserved to get pig brain all over his feet.
Well, it wasn't really my idea. It was more Callum's.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, right. Maze Callum didn't get expelled from that.
Yes, Callum really does take a lot. He's been blamed for so much.
Yeah, on account of being fictional, mate. Yeah. Right, I'll get
Callum.
to it. Yeah, poor Callum. I'll come up with something.
But yes,
Anything else I need to know about?
So add a game. I don't think so.
Any other things? So how much... Are you sharing anything about Varys? That's the question I need to know.
I personally wouldn't be.
No, I don't think so.
Keeping her big mouth shut.
And
But
when you get to
Shana is her own person, so...
when you get to the details of how you destroyed the horn, what do you say?
Is this for Sorceress, or is this for later on?
For Sorceress.
Does she ask that question?
Well, when you say, "Oh no, we destroyed the horn," she goes, "Yeah, how did you do that? I thought it was like a powerful magic item or something."
Through the power of friendship.
No, seriously. I'm going to need to know these sort of details. If the council knows something I don't about this, and you fucking get me called out on it.
Well, let's say that we had a divine intervention. One of the gods granted us power at our time of need to thwart the plans of the cult.
Sure. Okay. Right. It's worth a shot. Sure. Why not? Hey. Could be true.
Lyran's not lying. In a way, it is divine intervention. It just didn't say if it's good or aligned or benevolent.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he has called himself a god to you a couple of times, so conceivably, yeah. You would. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Well, I might believe he's a god,
Yeah. Exactly.
or at least
Anything
like
else?
yeah. Quickly look through my notes, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Hadar?
Yeah, good.
Her face just like
we really
eyes
we're really
open
wide.
wide, eyes open wide, mouth sort of agape. Where did you hear that name?
Oh, well, he's actually the reason why I'm here is he destroyed my entire plane. And might, it's like I'm always worried that he's going to come calling. So, just thought maybe you knew more about him than I did.
Yeah. The Oxenford Historical Society had an expedition to a series of ruins to the north of Ostia, up on the eastern coast. Found something. A series of tablets that look like they're from long before the ruin, long before even the humans arrived here. Looks like it was from the time of the elves, the giants, and the dwarves, the dragons, obviously, the four Eldar races. There was an image on one of them. A
red star, tendrils of darkness leaking out from around it. And just one word underneath. Dark. On the back, it said the dark hunger. Sated by nothing. Consuming everything. Bit creepy, if you ask me. We got a report from the Historical Society only a couple of days ago. The fact that you know that word, though, does have me a bit concerned.
You don't... As far as you're aware, he's not actually coming here, is he? Like, those
I don't even know
tablets
what
didn't
it
give
is. You're talking about like it's a gendered thing. I just thought it was... We don't know what it is. We don't know what... Just know the name and the phrase, the dark hunger. We don't know much else.
I mean, that pretty much sums it up, don't you think?
Well, I don't know.
It is a dark hunger. Consumes
could be
all.
a god, could be a demon, could be a spell, could be anything, really.
All I know is that it's unstoppable.
It's unstoppable. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Fuck.
I think...
Is this something we need to worry about now? Is this immediate, or is it still Tiamat that's still taken front and centre on this?
I think it's interwoven with the Tiamat problem.
Oh, good. Well, because we weren't in any sort of trouble before with Tiamat, obviously, but now.
I mean, at least they're both world-ending, so we're in the same boat either way.
No, it's twice as bad, because we had one world-ending event, potentially, and now we've got a second. How...
I think it's fine as long as nothing's summoned here.
Okay.
Or nothing is able to be summoned here.
I think that's how. I'm not really entirely sure.
Okay. Right, well, I'll file that away under fucking terrifying, and we'll deal with that later, hey?
Perfect. First things first, focus on the meeting.
Yeah, let's get through the council meeting first, and then we can talk about what we're going to do next, all right?
I do have a request.
Yeah.
So, I know there's a lot of things going on at the moment, obviously, after just dropping that bombshell on you, but...
Yep.
I may have found some clues about my parents.
Oh.
And I just wanted to put in more of a private, personal request. Apparently they're still alive.
Wow, okay. Yeah, right.
They hid me safely beyond someone's sight. I think who shall not be named. I'm not going to say because you did tell me not to utter that name before, but apparently they're on another plane of existence.
Right, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what inquiries I can do if they're not on this plane, but I can see what I can find out. But we've been down this path before, Jin. We looked into it years back, remember, when we were both students, and the trail went cold. We couldn't find any trace of them.
Well, I think this at least there's a little bit more information to go off than last time. I'll also talk to our mage at the guild, Griswold. He might know a little bit more about it.
Okay. I'll
Oh, and also my old organization knows how to track me apparently as well.
Sorry, the Black Hen know how to track you?
Apparently so.
Do we know how? Like what
and
they're
they've been tracking me the entire time. I don't know what they're doing. I'm also in talks with Griswold about sort of fixing that issue.
You need a gram. I know about this stuff. It's a item that you wear around your neck or on your person. As long as it's touching your skin, it can prevent people from locating you. Fine.
Yes, I think that is what he might be drumming up.
Okay.
So, yes, a lot of info dump. It's good to see you as always, Susurrus.
Yeah, great to see you too, Jin. Couple of bombshells that I'm going to have to sit down and deal with, but yeah, sure. I've only got 3 fucking hours left.
This time.
Sorry, what was that? What was that, Shana?
At least they told it to you this time.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
We're going above and beyond.
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
I am just as trustworthy as Gloria already, aren't I?
No, you're doing your bare fucking minimum telling me what's happening. It's your entire purpose. It's not above and beyond.
I'm just saying this, but Gloria's just doing some podunk mission up in Palin while I'm saving the world, so tit for tat.
I wasn't supposed to share this, but it might actually kind of help motivate you a little bit. Gloria's found a fucking dragon mask.
God, I despise her. She always does this. Always has to upstage me. Like the time at the play, but that shall not be spoken of.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to share this. Keep it under your hat. But her infiltration mission went a bit too well. The cult has actually got her lined up as a second in command for one of the mask wearers.
What?
If something happens to that mask wearer, she becomes the next one.
Wow, okay. What mask? Do we have the info?
Mask. Yeah.
The green one, okay. Okay, that's a bit of a bombshell too.
Yeah. Turns out, a place full of narcissistic, insane, murderous bastards really fucking like Gloria. So,
she should just join the cult. So,
A terrible idea.
You did, though.
then I can.
I see that look, Owen.
Anyway,
As if I was not going to react to you saying that by doing some shifty eyes. Come on. It's too good an opportunity to resist.
So, as we're probably going to be going out again at some point soon, do you have like a set of sending stones or something that you could, give one to Illyrian so that, rather than expositioning dumping you every time that they come back to Oxenfurt, that, maybe they could just tell you the information as it happens.
yeah, look, we did try sending stones a couple of years back, but I'm sure Jin remembers there are ways to sort of listen in on those conversations. There's not really any true secure way unless you're within a bounded field. This whole Harper's common room here and all the Harper's locations, we didn't just pick them for no reason. These are old giant ruins that have been converted. There's runes all around the thing that prevent any sort of magic looking inside.
Surely you could encrypt the messages, like yourselves, use an old school cipher.
Try codes. Codes are breakable. But information in this war here, unbreakable.
well,
Safest way.
so to give you a heads up as well, we're keeping the Varum thing under wraps. I think might have mentioned that briefly before, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Ipsnay on the
Elia basically said keep that as a trump card. We will reveal that when needed. So keep that also under wraps. Otherwise, I think we're good.
Great. Oh, that's excellent news. Great. Well, thank you for the report this time. Bare fucking minimum, but I'll take it. Good luck tomorrow.
I do a bow.
Really?
And
Jin,
then...
we're a bit past bows, aren't we? She goes in and gives you a hug.
Oh, okay. I give her a hug back.
Shana, lovely to meet you. Looking forward to seeing your tail when the illusion disguise is worn off. Really weird touch an invisible tail.
You will definitely see it at the meeting.
All right, great. Well, look, good luck at the council meeting. Obviously, I won't try and make too much eye contact with you lot tomorrow. Try to keep it a little bit on the down low.
Yes. Perfect.
All right.
Easy
Good
done.
luck to you. And with that, you wrap up with Sustrus, and you, if you want to spend a bit more time in the common room, you can. Otherwise, you can head back to the guild hall. However you guys want to do it.
I probably wouldn't linger because obviously an hour.
Yeah, you're getting pretty close to
the self. So we'll at least try and get ourselves out of past all the sort of old sort of the buildings are in and stuff, and get a bit further away from the site, and then Shana can turn back into Shana when we're a bit more, sort of in a bit more of a better area, and then we'll walk back to the manor.
Yeah.
Unless Shana has anything else she wants to do.
My next question.
I think she just wants to get back to Griswold, and she just sort of wants to be up there and just sort of writing out wish after wish, trying to get it exactly perfect and figuring it out.
Funny you should say that.
Perfectamundo. Lockie, Michael has been writing furiously.
I just saw the note.
Sheet of paper disappears below the table. Alrighty, we'll switch over to the historical crew. Our coolologists, as you guys leave the guild hall. Yervith leading the way, somewhat apprehensively and tentatively through the streets of Oxenfurt. Rather than heading towards the theatre district, Yervith, you head towards the very centre, towards Castletown, this inner walled section right in the middle of the city of Oxenfurt. You can see the unseen university, its twisted spires rising high above the walls on the eastern side. And you know that just off towards the right, a couple of streets away, is the entrance to the Oxenford Historical Society. The Historical Society comes up before you reach the university. Emerging onto one of the main roads and stepping out through a series of side streets, you see the opulent building just as you remember it, Yervith. A large open-plan hallway with curtains instead of doors over the front, open to all. A museum, not just a place for explorers and archaeologists to research and plan expeditions, but a place for the public to come and see what they have found, to learn from them, to speak with the people who delved into the ruins, who uncovered these ancient ruins, who discovered this artifact, to actually learn from them. The ethos of the Oxenford Historical Society is that the past is a resource of knowledge to help prevent mistakes again in the future. And there's a real focus on understanding where you've come from and learning from where you've been to understand where you could be going. And the best way to learn is to teach. So a number of the archaeologists are expected to give regular lectures and regular talks to the public as they enter about what they've been up to, what they found. It's a way of engaging the public with the society. It is rather busy. There are a number of people. Looks like potentially even a school group has come through. You see a number of smaller children, mostly human and halfling, trailing behind a rather haggard-looking half-elf woman, with one of the smaller halfling children like tugging on her skirts. Miss, can we go back and see the really big teeth? No, not right now, please. We're going to be late for the talk. Quick, follow me. Trying to keep these children in line and getting them through the set of double doors off towards the lecture hall. You can see this all from outside before you step in. My question is, what would you guys like to do? I imagine there's a bit of reticence stepping back inside, just walking through the doors.
Yeah, I kind of look up at this opulent sort of building, and there's a sense of apprehension. I'm sort of just I guess it's time to face the music. Give them my report and tell them what happened.
Do you think there might be repercussions? They can't blame you.
I don't know. Captain Jaden told me a few things. Before things went too south, the reason they were pushing hard was, well, there were people wanting results. They wanted some sort of evidence or some sort of treasure from the temple. It wasn't just meant to be a scouting mission. They were meant to yield some solid results, but I mean,
pre-ruin artifacts.
Yeah.
Great demand.
I don't have them, for one. And I mean, the information that I have may not go down so well with them. I mean, obviously, it was a bit of a tragedy. I just don't know. Hopefully they take it well. Hopefully they have taken it well. They should know by now, anyway.
Tell me, Yervith, the people that you went on this expedition with, did they have family, friends?
Of course. They were just...
Then perhaps, if this is difficult for you, you could view it as bringing them closure as much as it is coming home for yourself.
Yes. That's what I like to think as well, Lockie.
And if they give you any shtick for that, we will defend you.
Yes. We will burn the place. No, we won't.
Yes, no.
No, there's...
If you're worried about not bringing back an artifact, well, I'm kind of a walking artifact.
That's true. That is a good point. I wouldn't want to put you up in a display case
set aside appropriately.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to take our residence here, but at the very least. Exactly. But at the very least,
Thank you. It means a lot. I shouldn't be feeling so apprehensive. That they were good to work with. They were. We found a lot of things in my time, lots of historically relevant artifacts, and well, I sort of gesture to the space like, let me see for yourself. We've been able to help the general population learn more and more about Nostea and the secrets that it holds.
Yeah, Yervith, you would know there's a wing on the giant culture, the giant artifacts that have been recovered. There's a whole wing just on giants lore, trying to understand the giants and where they've gone, but understand where they disappeared to.
You might even find it interesting yourself, Lockie.
That's does sound fascinating.
But perhaps we should go in.
After you. We'll be behind you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. As you guys head on through the curtains, as you brush it aside, an attendant standing by the door goes,
Oh, yes. Hello. Welcome. You're here for the...
and looks at you, Yervith. Does a double take. Oh my god. Yervith? You recognize this as Tom. He's one of the attendants. Tom is a volunteer. He's not paid for his work, but he's very passionate about history and understanding it. An ex-member of the Archaeological Society. Still a member, but not an active member in terms of the Historical Society. But yeah, donates his time to this building, to this university, to people. Very great source of knowledge for anyone who wants to sort of know what the job's like and how to solve riddles and puzzles. Tom's who you'd go to. Really knowledgeable. One of the few who's kind of lived that whole life and is still so passionate about it that he devotes his spare time to it as well after retirement.
I heard the whole expedition was wiped out.
You see tears begin welling up in his eyes as he rushes forward and grabs your arm just to check you're real.
It's okay, Tom. I made it.
The bodies were scattered across the jungle. There were so many we didn't find. It is just you. There's not others?
No, unfortunately not, Tom. Not that I know of. I scoured the jungle for weeks. I tried to find survivors, but there were none, other than myself.
I'm so sorry. Please, follow me. I must take you through to... I'm sorry. He'll be so pleased to see you, see.
And he begins walking, pulling on your arm, sort of pulling you through. Not really having acknowledged the rest of you, Lockie and Mira. The sight of seeing Yervith has completely floored and distracted him from what he was doing. Yervith, he pulls you through a set of doors down a long corridor, up a set of stairs that leads to the chief of the Historical Society. As he pulls you into a room, you see Krell, C-R-E-L-L, mountain dwarf leader, current head archaeologist of the Oxenfurt Historical Society. Long silver auburn hair tied back into a very fancy ponytail. Very beautiful plaited beard. Again, that auburn colour with streaks of grey and silver through it. As he sort of is reading through reports. And as Tom pulls open the door,
Master Krell, you'll never believe who it is. Hey, look at Yervith. He's come back to us.
Hey, what are you talking...
Yervith? Hey, Yervith, we had you written off for dead. Man, please, come sit down, please. Your friends too. Please, come sit down.
I sort of gestured to Mira and Lockie, just take a seat.
Tom sort of gives you one last pat on the back and goes,
I can't leave the front door unattended, but it's so good to see you.
We'll catch up. We'll catch up. Yeah, we'll catch up after.
Gives you one more pat on the head, and then
it's good to see you again, friend. Yeah.
Krell sort of standing behind his desk, looks at you, hand on his temple, going,
I imagine you've got a story and a half for me. What happened?
I sort of look a little bit lost for words a little bit, and I sort of just regain my composure and sort of just say, look, Krell, started off like any other mission. Went to the jungle. I was with the captain, and what started off as a scouting mission, we sort of skirted around the outskirts, made markings, filled out the maps. You know how important the maps are.
Absolutely.
The jungles there aren't well tracked or recorded, so that's what I thought it was. But Jaden kept pushing. He wanted to find the temple. He wanted to find the city. But the closer we got, the further we went into the jungle, the more difficult it became. The expedition party got annoyed. We were there much longer than we were planning. The rations were running low, and before we knew it, we were at each other's throats. And it was at that moment the Yuan-Ti struck, and well, the rest is history. If it weren't for, I was in the jungle there by myself for must have been close to 2 months, just trying to survive.
You've been missing for 3. Expedition was planned for only 3 weeks. After the fourth week, the first month, we assumed that perhaps you'd run into trouble, and that's when we dispatched the second airship. But that ran into trouble too. A storm over the eastern sea.
Oh, really?
It was a real, just a record of disasters, one after the other.
I didn't know that.
We tried our best, but the crew we sent into the jungle, we lost 4 people just trying to locate what had happened to your expedition. It's a dangerous place. We had no idea. We were unprepared, and I'm sorry. I put you in danger.
No, it's okay. I wish I'd gotten out sooner. I could have told you about what had happened, and you could have. God.
It's okay. The responsibility lies with me. I would have hoped for some more caution from your captain, but sometimes I picked him because he was headstrong. Maybe I made the wrong choice.
Look, maybe he was just trying to make a name for himself. I don't know. He seemed. I mean, I trusted him. I thought he was a fine captain for the most part, but I don't know what it was.
Scapegoat, but when the first of you started getting in trouble, he should have pulled back. That was his orders. This wasn't supposed to be a full-blown expedition. We didn't know the terrain well enough. It was supposed to be a scout, a chance to do observational work only.
That's what I thought.
Cigarettes and see what dangers there were, so that we'd be prepared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you were put in danger and that my decisions led to that.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate the words. I can tell you though that there's not much to see in the city, and just darkness and evil.
We had a talk with some of the villagers of the coastline who had a fair bit to say about the caldera and what lived inside of it. The city. I think we might be leaving that one well enough alone.
Dude. I think
Please
that might be
introduce me to your companions. I'm sorry, I did not mean to be rude.
Of course. Sorry.
Apologies.
This is Mira, and I sort of gesture to Mira as she's sitting, and this is Lockie.
Lockie, I assume I have you to thank for the safe return of Yervith.
I send the Tempest Adventuring Guild, and she'll hand a business card.
He takes it, as you hand over the business card, he takes it. Aye, Tempest Adventuring Guild. I mean, wow, you rescued one of my men from a fate worse than death, i.e. death, alone in that jungle. I cannot thank you enough. You seem fairly competent and particularly well versed. If we have need of your services, may we call upon you?
Absolutely, yes.
We do occasionally call upon mercenaries and adventurers for assistance in any dangerous matters. We're mainly a research group. Yervith, obviously, is one of our head trackers, and he's there for protection as well. I'm sure you've seen he's quite a skilled archer. But combat training's not our forte. We generally rely on mercenaries and adventurer guilds if we're heading into a place that's too dangerous. It seems like we should have employed you from the beginning for the new Union. Good to know for the future.
Well, I think it was quite fortuitous that our paths crossed with Yervith ourselves. He has been immensely helpful and capable, and yes, an excellent addition to our party for what it's worth.
Thank you.
I was going to ask that question next. I understand if you don't want to come back and rejoin. Obviously,
Mira
my
looks
leadership, you've been failed.
Mira looks at Yervith and she's like, what? She's just like,
no.
I fully understand. I failed you. Fundamentally, you and your men. And your brothers and sisters in the...
Crap, it's okay. It's fine. I will come back eventually in time. But there's some things I must complete first with my companions here. I'm sure that we can continue a working relationship. Perhaps anything I find in my travels on my own with Tempest Guild, I might be able to share them with you. And
you're a better lad than most, boy. Thank you. You're a better lad than most. Thank you.
I'm sure perhaps my friend here, Lockie, might be able to peruse the giant collection. Of course.
He
has a vested interest in those artifacts.
At your leisure, and of course, Yervith, if you wanted to show him the Under Archives at any point, of course, you still have full access. I'll let the guards know that you're alive, that your position is
nice.
fully reinstated, that you have all previous access. You understand, we had you declared legally dead. It was the only solution. Everyone else was... I'm sorry, but we didn't think there was any chance of any survivors. I'll get the paperwork fixed. I'll fix this, I promise.
No, it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah, but do you have any family or friends we need to tell? Think you're dead?
That's entirely up to you, Matt. We haven't spoken much about Yervith's extended family, so
Yervith kind of like sits there and like just thinks, and like he thinks really hard, and he's like, I don't think so. Maybe, but I can't quite remember it. There was a man, he helped me train in the city, but I can't remember how long ago it was. It's been a long time. No, I don't think there's anyone alive anymore.
I can tell you that we didn't have anyone to inform your next of kin records. You'd left blank on your employee data.
Well, yeah.
I just had to assume that there was no one that you wanted to talk to. Your lockers in the archives are what you had with you. If you wanted to go collect any possessions you left behind, I believe you had some research notes and the artifacts you collected that you were working on, we've passed on to others to investigate, but your original notes are still there if you wanted to access them.
I'll take them. That might be useful.
You know, Yervith, this situation, even though seemingly unpleasant, actually does provide you with a couple of interesting, avenues to go down. You could either recreate yourself completely and change your name, or you could stay, deceased and perhaps reap some tax benefits. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but
Lockie.
yes.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that as an upstanding citizen whose entire society depends on people paying tax. I personally think tax is really important, and I think everyone should be doing their part to pay it. Don't see tax as a punishment. Tax is a way of getting access to things that you need.
I'm sorry, I seem to have hit a sore point. I wasn't saying anything, just presenting.
He just likes to go through the options logically.
I appreciate the insight.
Fair enough, then.
Also, I did have one question for you. And also this is for you guys. Did you receive training and things before you went out on expeditions?
I, of course, provide training to all of our members.
I was wondering why you never taught your
I know where this is going. Thorn Whip. It's a showboaty spell. It's not needed for any serious academic.
I've seen it used to great effect.
Okay, that's all right.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I couldn't quite get the whipping action.
Why use magic to create a whip out of vines when you could just use an actual whip?
That's a good point.
Not everyone can use magic. Not everyone's that lucky.
There's wood everywhere.
What do you mean there's wood everywhere? What does that have to do?
It comes out of wood and grabs things.
Yeah, but you have to know. You have to be able to do magic. It's not just a thing where everyone can do this. You privileged folk who can do magic. I can't do magic.
Oh, I'm sure that you could take an adept course.
This is like the head of the archaeological. Jesus.
This is the head of the Oxenfurt Historical Society, Krell Stonebrow, chief, foremost mind in archaeology across Nostea, well respected, many published papers behind his name, very highly regarded in the field. And Lockie's just why don't you teach them Thorn Whip?
Okay.
I'm sorry if we tend to devote ourselves to much more meaningful study, understanding the mystery of where the giants went. Would you rather we teach learning Thorn Whip than try and figure out what happened to the giants?
Oh, no, well in that case. But if someone's learned, never mind, it's okay.
Good call.
I think.
Well, it's so good to see your face again, Yervith.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, you
Do you
know,
have a
I don't
place
like
to stay?
being
Are
in
you
this...
safe?
Oh,
Do you have some?
I'm okay. I'm with the Tempest Guild. I'll stay in their guild hall for the time being.
The address is on the. If you look, it's on the. If you need us,
he flips it.
on the front. Yeah, it's there.
Hey, the Night Hall. That's an important location, the Night Hall. Do you know it's been in the family, the Night Hall family for generations and generations. I believe the current governor of Green Nest, I believe he was the previous owner. I assume he's transferred ownership to your guild.
That's right.
We'll update our records. It's a very interesting property. We've had an application for that heritage listing for some time. It's beautiful in its original condition.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that.
I hope there are no covenants that we've. Oh, I need to have a look at the
We've been knocked back each time. The lack of funding. They can only list so many locations at once.
Ah, yes. Understand. Well, look, we'll take good care of it. We are taking good care of it. It is our home, and it is Yervith's home as long as he wants.
Thank you.
It's very generous of you. Thank you. And of course, Yervith, I'm sure you know, but to you adventurers, if you ever come across any items of historical significance, please consider donating them to the Oxenford Historical Society. We can use them to research and understand and hopefully learn from the past.
I side-eye Lockie. Aren't you an historical artifact?
Yeah. Possibly.
Like, also Savage Burn, but also a little bit true. I like it. Good mix. It's a good mix. Playing a 1,000-year-old Warforged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say to that. But...
Right. Well, I better get back to work trying to make sure that you are taken off the death register, and we'll have you reinstated as fully alive. You may have to make a court appearance. Is that just like to prove you are who you say you are?
Sure. I mean, I've got a pretty busy schedule coming up. Heading into Veluxor soonish, but
Head to
sure.
the Dragonborn capital, to the Draconic Nations. That's very lucky. We've always been refused access every time we've applied. But if you've got access, maybe if you have to take some notes while you're there, for old time's sake.
Actually, while I have you, Krell, I was wondering, do you have anything on... I'm looking at something to do with ancient dragons, specifically Draken Wardens. You wouldn't happen to have anything in the archives about that, would you?
Draken Wardens. Doesn't ring a bell. I can have a bit of a look for you.
If you could find something for me and let me know, that would be useful.
Hey, I can have a look. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
I'll send any notes I find across to the Night Hall.
Sounds good.
On that note, actually, do you know anything specifically archaeological sites of Tiamat worship? One of the big temples, or they mentioned that you've been.
That's going to be a wee bit trickier. You understand that in the time after the ruin, the world was shattered. It was broken. Mountains were crumbled to dust. Islands rose from the sea. The land itself shook and changed and warped like water. A lot of locations that were in places in historical records aren't there anymore. It's one of the great, frustrations of our trade, right, Yervith? You have all these historical records pointing to a valley that doesn't exist anymore. The valley's now a mountain range.
The lands change over time.
Aye. But I can see what I can do. See what I can place through. See if I can locate any locations or places of Tiamat worship prior to the ruin. But obviously, after the ruin's going to be a bit tricky because worshipping Tiamat was outlawed by the Draconic States, followers of Bahamut. So, if there were any worshippers of Tiamat, it was underground. Not literally. Well, maybe literally, but more figuratively. Like, it wouldn't have been recorded anywhere. I'll see what I can find. I'll do some digging. We've got some interns I can set to that task.
Oh, we have interns too. That's a good idea.
Hey, we've got a few newcomers who are keen to join the trade. It's good that they learn how to look through pages and pages of old documents first. It's an important foundational step. Before you get out there with the whip or the thorn whip and start learning on the ground experience, it's important you get a real understanding and appreciation of the book.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for your expertise.
Yes, thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah. I feel much better having spoken to you and seen everyone in person. It's nice. It's good. I was worried that this would bring up some feelings. It's still a bit raw, but it's somewhat of a bit of closure, I think, to come and see you. And yeah, I think I feel better for it.
Pleased to hear that, boy. It's good to hear. Sounds like you've been through hell. I hope that the journey ahead is a fair bit nicer. A bit easier.
I hope
Not as
so
many
too.
weeds and tangled roots in the way, eh? You don't sound so sure, Mira. What's wrong?
Oh, we'll see. Yes, no, it'll be fine.
Oh, good. Okay. Aye, it's great to hear. Inside check. No, nah, he doesn't say that. Hey, well, Yervith, good to see you, my boy. When we've got you officially declared alive again, we'll have to host a party.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Can have your first birthday again. Your rebirthday.
Wow, I mean, I've had a lot of birthdays, but it'd be nice to have another one with friends.
Aye, that sounds good. Sounds good, lad. Please,
I'll wear a
what?
Oh,
You'll wear a hat.
Yeah,
What type of hat?
I don't know, a little pointed one, perhaps.
Okay. It's not going to say wizard with 2 Z's, is it? You're going to try and sell me some fucking beans, are
No, I just thought it would be festive.
you? Okay. Aye, well, that's right then.
Actually, do you have any paperwork on that wizard guy?
I've got a notification to ban him from the premises. He keeps trying to palm off his beans as an archaeological resource.
I mean,
Claims that they are an artifact of great historical significance.
there could be some credence to that.
I thought they were
A
just
little bit.
beans he'd painted. Is that not the case?
no, they're legit.
They're pretty
real
legit.
beans.
Yeah, don't be a has-been.
You're not there. Get your puns out of here. Aye, okay. Well, I'll buy a bean then.
I have it under good authority that they may originate from the Feywild, which
The
is
Feywilds.
it opens up a
Aye,
lot of
okay.
questions. I know.
Aye, that means they're significantly older than I thought possible for a bean. Okay. I didn't think they had the lasting power to survive more than a couple of weeks, but if they're from the Feywilds, then they're decades, centuries old. From the time
Either
of-
that or there's a new way through to the Feywild.
Hey, that's not possible. There's without the giants and without the giant magic, there's no way to planar travel on Nostea. It's not possible.
No, I would agree as evidence so far, but we do have a other planar being that has somehow managed to take control of a body on this side. So
Talk to wizards about that stuff. It's not my deal. Talk to the university, the Unseen University. I can't deal with that.
Sure.
I'm historical. This sounds like way beyond what I'm supposed to be looking into.
Yeah, me too. It all goes over my head sometimes as well. Don't you worry.
Oh, you're right. It's just all ones and zeros, isn't it?
Put me in a forest any day.
wait,
Even after your previous experience.
Oh, I mean, jungles. Jungles, I'm off for a while, but forests, that's a different story.
Aye, okay, right. Fair enough.
Cuddlier creatures and different flora.
Are there bears
Yeah.
in the forest?
Yeah, there's bears. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather a bear than
Ogres.
whatever it was in that lake, remember? Yeah.
oh yes, that was terrifying.
Aye. I don't think I want to know about that.
No, that's a story for another time, when we've had a couple of drinks between us,
At
I
his
think.
birthday party.
Yes!
Yes. That sounds fun.
It's a
looking
rebirth.
forward to it.
Aye. I'll send through the invitations when we've organised everything. I'll let you know when the paperwork's reinstated and you're officially declared alive again.
Wonderful.
Hey.
That sounds
Well,
good.
if you wanted to show your friends the archives or the exhibition of the giants, please feel free.
Yes,
Sure,
I do
Museum's
have a
open to-
vested interest in.
he does.
Okay, in the interests of expediency, because let's see, we're getting close to 9:30.
Yep.
You'd laid Lockie down. The wing that's devoted to giant artifacts literally has the mysterious vanishing of the giants as like this huge banner across
Oh, wow.
the entrance. And it's Lockie, as you look through, a lot of this stuff is just like bits and pieces of old giant buildings. There's a section of a giant mural that's quite well painted, but doesn't really depict anything of much interest. But could I have you please roll me a perception or investigation check, your choice?
What I might have
And we shall see what you can see by your influence.
Investigation.
Yeah, I'm also looking at make sure that it's all
You flashing?
properly accurate.
You flashing?
Hmm?
You flashing?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, yeah.
Flash of genius.
Well,
You flash
yeah.
it. Is that what you just said?
Flashing. That's what artificers
God.
do.
Yeah, they flash all over the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be a dirty 20.
That's why I'm scared to run a Curse of Strahd campaign with you. I don't think you guys would take it seriously. He'd be there going, I am Strahd von Zarovich. You flash and Lockie? Yeah, I'll flash.
I resent that. I feel like I take things very seriously.
Agreed. Flash of Genius adds that up to, is it +5? Takes up to 21, is that correct?
20, because I got +4. I haven't maxed out
Oh,
intelligence yet.
Gotcha. Lockie, yeah, for the most part, they've done pretty well. Things are labelled fairly accurately. There are a few things that you notice where they've got the dates a little bit off, and there's something they've attributed to a storm giant, which is so clearly a cloud giant. But you're like, yeah, look, they might not be as well versed in giant culture. It's an understandable mistake. There are a couple of things that caught your eye. A drained power core from a giant forged that has been incorrectly labelled as a spellcasting focus of a giant. It is a power core of another giant forged like yourself.
Wow.
Sitting in a display case, marked as a spell focus for a giant. And they've hypothesized about, because it's so large, they've hypothesized that it was maybe affixed to a ring on a storm giant's hand, or maybe worn as a necklace. Because there's a section of what looks to be metal fixtures where it was once going to be mounted into another piece of metal, which you know is the housing case, the unit that keeps the core locked inside your body and actually provides the energy through to the rest of the body. But yeah, section of
Man, I love archaeology.
Yeah, this is sick. I love this.
So would I know that would it be like rechargeable? Or is
really
it just
tough to say. Your experience with Giant Forge, obviously your memory banks are still quite corrupted. You don't have huge amounts of information from your time before meeting Lyra, before Lyra sort of awoke you and repaired you. But you do know that you had to... There was a recharge process that happened. Giant Forged had to be recharged. The energy wasn't everlasting. And you know that at some point you yourself will have to recharge as well, because now that you're away from the Sky Castle, you can no longer charge yourself from the elemental energy that powered the ship, powered that Sky Castle, Sky Ridge. So you will need to locate another power source. Not yet, not for another couple of years, but in the future you'll need access to giant magic, to specifically the elemental magic of the giants. Potentially, this core could be recharged. You're not quite sure of what would be required and what the outcome would be, whether it would just be now a power source that holds charge, or whether it would actually allow you to access memory that was there before, maybe access some of the information stored in the core. But for the moment, hard to say.
That's a very interesting piece, Yervith.
Yeah. I should probably let one of the attendants know that it's incorrectly labeled. They might have some interest in it. That might be good for them to know that.
Yes, I could definitely write something up for them if you wanted a more accurate description.
Yeah. I wonder where they got it from. I have to speak to Tom. Maybe he'd know. But yeah, it could be useful to know where they got it from in case they left anything behind.
Yeah.
Rather conveniently, as you look down, much like our museums in our world, there is a map of Nostea with
cool.
a red dot on where it was located.
Yay!
It looks like this was located in the Dwarven Kingdom of Valmir, the Mountain Dwarf Kingdom of Valmir.
Oh, really?
Really?
Really? Nah, not really. It was located... No, it was. Yeah, yeah really.
That's the most Queensland thing ever. Nah,
not really. My own people are talking to me again, boys and girls. Here we go. Let's do some Dungeons and Dragons. You can see that it is it's from the Dwarven Kingdom of Valmir.
That's uncanny.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Might have to see if we can stop off there at some stage.
could be useful.
Well, we have other pressing matters as well, but
Yeah, we've got that council meeting tomorrow. Oh, or whatever it is.
Indeed true. Yes, I see. Last time we were at one of these meetings, I felt it was very successful, to tell the truth. But I've been told that this time it's perhaps not the best idea. But
Look,
I loved that. That was really hilarious.
That was good.
I imagine that's literally Lockie's faceplate, like clicking up and down, just like looking for the word. Like
Amazing.
a gear's like. Tick, tick, tick. Great. Sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah,
I wanted to call it out.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not my strong suit. This whole talking business.
yes.
Oh, Yervith, I think that I was going to ask you this actually. You don't have to talk, but your ability to see others and see what's going on will be immensely useful. I'm worried about this council meeting. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I feel
There does seem to be a very unbalanced group of powers coming into this one place.
Yeah, there's a lot of forces at play.
A lot of conflicting ideas too.
yes. I think that if we can provide them with a third enemy, maybe Hadar, that will help. But I just feel very wary about this whole setup.
I think it's slightly amusing that we're walking into a closed and enforceable place and with a group of assassins.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably where my discomfort comes from. Yes. Yes. Potential.
I'll keep an eye out for things. If anything goes south, I'll let you know through one way or another.
It's possible we should have a
Safe word.
a safe word would be a great idea, and an oh shit plan if something does go terribly wrong.
That sounds like a plan. What should it be?
Safe word has to be oh shit now, doesn't it? I think it has to be.
Oh, we need a code. No, we need a code. No, we need a word. You know, like a secret word. Yeah.
Maybe we should ask the others when we get back.
Oh yes, they are very much more.
Use employee data. I think Chad have highlighted that as a particular thing. They found it funny that I said.
Amazing.
Use employee data.
But yeah, if we want to come back here at any time, I've got access now, so if there's anything else you want to look at.
I would like to.
Have a think.
Also, I don't think I ingratiated myself with your principal very well. But at some stage, if it is possible, I would like to actually have maybe a closer look at this. I'm not sure if they'll let me do that because they put it behind this very unbreakable tiny bit of glass, but
I'm sure I can speak to Krell and we could organize it. I'm sure that would be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna do a fucking National Treasure style episode where you like steal it. Nicolas Cage steal it from steal the. That'd be great. Let's do that. Have a high session where you guys have to.
I love them. Love it.
It depends how ridiculous you want to go, because I can enlarge myself, so we can actually just go full Night of the Museum on this.
Oh.
Much more appropriate reference as well. Okay, yeah, we'll think about it.
Night of the Museum, like one shot would be hilarious. That'd be great.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I will think about that. You guys have to spend the night in the historical society.
In the historical society.
You accidentally get locked in. All right. I'll write that as a fun one shot. If ever we've got like a bunch of people sick, I'll bring in some.
It'd be funny. Like it could be like, oh, we brought back this sarcophagus from the jungle, and it's fucking a lich. Like brings everything to life.
My first thought was Diderus.
Yeah. Shit. That'd be hilarious.
Okay, beautiful. So, fantastic. I think then what we'll do is, if there's nothing else you guys want to do at the museum, we'll do a little bit of a time skip. You guys head back to the Night Hall, meet up with Shana and Jin. You guys share all the information that you learned from the session tonight. Unless there's anything you want to back.
I just wanted to quickly say, for Sorceress, I probably should let her know that the Black Hand is actually like a guard for
the Duke.
The Duke?
Oh, the Duke.
You've heard
yeah.
a rumor that they are affiliated
Yeah.
with Duke.
Well, I'll let her at least know that that's a rumor.
What
as
What are
well.
you talking about? What the association between fucking Black Hand Assassins and Duke Neverember? Seriously?
Yes, I think that I've heard a rumor, so I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay, thank you. I will look into that with my copious spare time before tomorrow's meeting. Which is great. Thanks, Jin.
I'll probably ask her as well. Is there anything I can do tonight to maybe get some dirt on the Duke?
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want to head down to the docks in disguise and see what you can find around there, but just keep in mind that people are going to be going missing, and I don't want you to be the next one of them. To be honest, I think actually for this meeting, it's probably best if we don't upset the balance of power. I was hoping that you could go do a bit of investigation straight after the meeting.
Well, is there anything I should do before then, the meeting?
Get your fucking stories straight, the lot of you. Talk to your people, make sure you're all on the same narrative, right? No surprises. Make sure there's nothing you haven't told me.
I nod.
Is that a yes, you'll do that, or yes, there's things that you have told me?
If there is things that we've missed, I will come here post-haste.
Okay.
Or at least send some form of message.
All right. I was going to say I can't ask for better, but I can, but I won't because it's you. And I know that's the best I can ask for.
I sort of sit there with a blank stare. As she's just like laying like insults on.
She's all of this, I should say, she's saying with a very cheeky half smile.
I
like,
get
you
it.
know this
I
isn't
know,
good
I
jest.
get
Yeah.
I'm just sort of sitting there like with that like really cool.
Hey, I owe you for 6 years of our training course, right? Our masters. Come on. I've got a lot of making up to do. You got me into so much fucking trouble. Granted, you got me out of it as well, but you got me into a lot of trouble.
Ah, yes, but I got you out of it. That's the main thing.
Sometimes you got me out of it.
Sometimes we just blame Callum.
We always blamed Callum.
We did. It was fun. We still do it.
The fact that it still fucking works is what blows my mind. He's never existed. Doesn't exist. But people still seem to just fucking believe it. It's something about the name Callum. People think the name Callum must be someone who's just always getting into trouble. Is that just me, or is that just...
Apparently so.
Yeah, apparently so. Alright, G. Good night. Rest.
yes.
Sleep. Be prepared for tomorrow. That's the best I can ask for. And try not to spring any fucking surprises on me like last time, eh?
Does anyone have any surprises that we should let Susurrus know?
I think that was the only thing.
I think I covered everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
We'll
Yeah,
find
that's
out tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah.
Alright. The only things you
Varys
kept back... Yeah, the only thing you kept back was Varys.
Yes, but that's not very common knowledge.
And obviously the information about you and the Black Hand. I don't think you've told her, but she's going to keep back from the council. So
I've told her about the
you
Black
told her.
Hand.
Yeah, but she's going to
So-
keep your connection to them secret, obviously.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I'm assuming there's a standing order from you not to share.
We're after tour. I mean, I'll probably detail some of the stuff we did in Drifthaven, but like that's not a big deal.
I think you guys have DM putting that aside. I think you have generally done a pretty good job of filling in Susurrus this time around. It's definitely better than last time.
Yay!
Wow.
I think she's definitely better prepared this time for the council meeting. And I think you guys are pretty well prepared too.
Oh man, I'm looking through my notes.
man.
I just realized Callum is that guy that was in the order at the jungle that I turned to our side, and then he died to the tree ant.
Oh,
Oh no.
Callum actually exists.
oh, we did. Did
One more,
exist.
I'm looking at my notes.
That's sad.
To bet he is now the reason why the party carries diamonds for Revivify.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not in vain.
Oh, poor dude.
It's sacrificed. We will win.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we will wrap up for there tonight because I think we're going to need a whole session for the council meeting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I've got a
I'm
feeling it's
very-
going to be some.
Very nervous about this
Yeah.
whole Game of Thrones situation.
What do you mean? Isn't this great? Don't we love a bit of political intrigue mixed in with our D&D?
I know, but
yeah.
I feel like it's just going to explode under our feet or something.
Have you set sticks of dynamite underneath your feet?
Greek fire, as it were.
Or Greek fire? Yeah.
But, yeah.
Hungarian
Hypothetically.
fire.
Metaphorically? No, I feel like this time, no. We'll be fine.
Insight check. All right, I think that's where we'll wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much, lovely people, for coming and watching us. We've had an absolute blast tonight. Really interesting session, getting to explore a bit of Yervith's backstory a bit more, getting to explore Jin's association with the Harpers a bit more. Always a fan of that, and getting a bit more of the history of the world, which is really exciting.
Very cool.
And also learning what teas are available in Nostea. Now we know.
No, yeah,
That's what we've learnt tonight. That's what we've learnt tonight, everybody. So stay safe, stay well. There's still 5 more.
And that wish spell.
I'm going to have to add a whole bunch more. Yes,
the
most
wish spell
importantly,
was...
the wish spell. Yeah, so Shana, I can see, Ali, I can see you've typed out a few different versions of the wish.
And so is Michael.
Most of it.
Yeah. My question is, when are you casting this? Before or after the council meeting?
No, she's going to talk to Griswold and have it all ready and stuff.
Cool. All right. I have read this, which means Griswold has now read this. You can have shown this to Griswold the night before the council meeting, and he will have a think over it while you're at the council. And then when you guys come back from the council meeting, he'll give you his opinion.
I think that's smart.
That makes sense. Give Griswold a couple of hours to read through it.
We don't need to add even more stuff on that might become disastrous. Okay. It looks good.
No, it looks good.
Owen will twist something.
And Ellie will have a backup character when we're done.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again tomorrow night for our Avatar Legends stream. At this point, we're still going ahead. Andrew, who plays Marco, isn't going to be able to make it. We're just waiting on one final confirmation. If he can't make it, I will probably do a Subnautica multiplayer stream with Harley, Lieutenant Downs, and Jared if he's free. Or,
true.
If it's only one person out for Avatar Legends, Jared, I know you were keen to join in at some point. Did you want to bring your guest character on tomorrow night?
I could very well do, actually, I think.
Open invitation. We've got some, if anyone wants to come and join the Avatar Legends stream for a guest character, it's a good time to do it because we're about to meet the Water Tribe, so it could be a good time to bring in a guest character. If you've got a Water Tribe guest character. Have a think. Let me know. No pressure. All right, lovely people.
Easy done.
We'll see you all again next time. Stay safe, stay well. Farewell, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.